Breaking news in the Bronx. This is Bronx Fan Central.
UWS 1. P. Skinnis UP date. For weeks, we've been imagining Paul Skeens wearing a Yankees uniform. The Cy Young Award winner coming to the Bronx. A pitching staff that would be almost impossible to beat. But you know that moment when you wake up and realize it was all just a dream. Well, that's exactly what happened today. A report released today made the obvious crystal clear, even if a lot of people didn't want to hear it. Paul Skeens is not coming to the Yankees. At least, not anytime soon. Pittsburgh has absolutely no intention of giving up its biggest asset. The Cy Young winner is staying in black and gold. Meanwhile, the trade market is moving in different directions. The Athletic released a list of catchers who could realistically be moved before the trade deadline. And right there in the middle of that list is a name the Yankees front office already knows very well, Joey Bart. The same Joey Bart who never became what the Giants expected him to be, but who found his identity in Pittsburgh. The same player who, 2 years ago, hit 13 home runs in 80 games while posting an OPS plus of 121. Bart is currently sidelined with a left foot infection, but he has already begun his rehabilitation process. I'll say this, Bronx Nation. Deep down, we all knew Skeens wasn't coming. That rumor was more of a collective dream than a realistic possibility, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. When you watch your team entering a championship window, when you see a pitching staff that could still improve, when you realize the opportunity is right there, you want Brian Cashman to be aggressive. You want him to make the bold move. Instead, we're sitting here talking about Joey Bart, a backup catcher. Jensen Point of Yield. Some callers to beat in Bolting Betik, gain to the leader at women the Raiders, and Creeley and McKitching eyes for Elise. Reverend David Ding to Crimson Sessions. Someone described as having decent power and defense that ranges from average to slightly below average. That's the reality of modern baseball. But hold on. There's something in this conversation that deserves a closer look. The Yankees need a right-handed hitting catcher right now. This isn't a luxury. It's a legitimate roster need. And you know why. Because when the pressure rises, when October baseball arrives, you need real offensive options in the moments that matter most. Joey Bart isn't Paul Skeens, obviously. But Bart did something interesting in Pittsburgh. He reinvented himself. After entering the league as the Giants' franchise prospect and failing to live up to expectations, he found his place with the Pirates. He became a more complete player, fewer strikeouts, better decision-making, better overall baseball instincts. 13 home runs in 80 games is the kind of production that suggests an organization is doing something right with a player. And here's the hidden detail. If Bart succeeds with the Yankees, credit goes to their development system. If he doesn't, well, then we'll know that even the best coaching staff can't fix everything. Here's the real problem. Fans want stars. Fans want blockbuster trades. Fans want to wake up after the trade deadline and hear that Brian Cashman pulled off the deal nobody saw coming, the move that changes everything. But the truth is that championship teams solve real problems with practical solutions. A backup catcher. It sounds small. It feels underwhelming for a franchise chasing championship number 28. But let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to think about how many outs the Yankees give away simply because they don't have enough offensive production behind the plate? How many times has the lineup sent a weaker hitter into a critical situation? How many runs have been left on the table because of that? Joey Bart won't save an entire season. But in a playoff series, in an October game where the margin is only 1 or 2 runs, that extra home run he might deliver could be the difference between going home early and lifting the World Series trophy. That's the conflict. We all want the glamorous move, but winning baseball is built on inches, on depth, on having the right player in the right spot. And maybe, just maybe, Joey Bart is exactly that kind of piece the Yankees front office needs. Do I still find it frustrating? Absolutely. But I understand the logic. If the Yankees acquire Bart before the trade deadline, the conversation changes immediately. During tree, you made his pin-up. Dan of Fipe. He spares the Bryce. Hanker test riders faculty 20. A player capable of starting when needed. a backup who isn't an offensive liability, compared to what the Yankees have now. That's an improvement. But there's another storyline Bronx Nation should keep an eye on. Pittsburgh could still ask for a significant return. Giant de leaders employ with. Made. Giant fist, giant loosed. Neja the fidofist, on law the feud.
Rival Betemming. Jazz of Bedamen off market.
But Bart is currently injured. Does that lower his trade value or increase it? In theory, it lowers it, because buyers have less urgency. There's also the possibility that a better option becomes available. Ryan Jeffers from the Twins could enter the conversation once he's healthy. Gabriel Moreno from Arizona is another possibility. There are options. The market is moving. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh continues to build around its ace. Paul Skeens keeps taking the mound for the Pirates. And the Yankees. They continue trying to assemble a championship roster using the pieces they can realistically acquire. So tell me, Bronx Nation, do you believe Joey Bart can actually make a difference? Or are we wasting time talking about a minor move when what really matters is whether the pitching staff performs in October? EWS 2, Carson Kelly to the Bron. After weeks of hearing about names that never become reality, we finally have something that could actually happen. This isn't a fantasy. This isn't another rumor that Pittsburgh will shut down immediately. It's a move that makes so much sense and is so realistic that it almost feels too easy. Carson Kelly could be on his way to the Bronx. And you know the best part. It actually makes perfect sense. Jim Bowden released an analysis today that puts Carson Kelly firmly on the Yankees' radar as a legitimate trade target. The Cubs catcher is 31 years old and will become a free agent after the 2026 season. This year, Kelly is hitting .272 with an OPS of 710. Compared to what the Yankees are getting from their catchers right now, an OPS of 526, that represents a massive upgrade. A huge jump. Last season, playing for Chicago in 111 games, Kelly hit 17 home runs. He posted a WR of 3.5 and an OPS of 761. He's playing some of the best baseball of his career. The Cubs are not actively looking to sell, but if they decide to move a player, Kelly is one of the names that could be available. And here's the detail that changes everything. Because Kelly will become a free agent just a few months from now, the price for the Yankees wouldn't be very high. It wouldn't cost much. You know what's different about this story? It's not fantasy. It's not a collective dream. It's common sense. The Yankees have a problem behind the plate. Austin Wells has struggled. The backup options have been disappointing. This team desperately needs more offense from the catcher position. Then along comes a player who hit 17 home runs last season, owns a 710 OPS this year, not elite, but solid, and is literally about to hit free agency. Carson Kelly isn't a superstar. He's not the kind of player whose jersey everyone rushes to buy. But he's exactly the type of move championship teams make. He's the veteran who fixes a weakness without forcing the organization to empty the farm system. He's experienced. He understands the game. And he could become an important piece in October. Because let's be honest, when the playoffs arrive, you don't want to spend every game hoping Austin Wells suddenly figures things out. You want reliability. You want professionalism. Carson Kelly is a professional. But there's another angle that isn't getting enough attention. The Yankees are running out of time. There are still almost 2 months until the trade deadline, but it's already becoming obvious that the best options won't stay available for long. Paul Skeens, off the table. Joey Bart? There will be plenty of teams interested. Gabriel Moreno from Arizona. Yes, he's not the kind of player you'd build a franchise around. But he solves a real problem. He changes the conversation from our catchers can't hit to we have a reliable option behind the plate. And you should never underestimate how important that becomes in October. If the Yankees acquire Carson Kelly before the August 3rd trade deadline, everything changes. John Aludate have a catcher who hit 17 home runs just 1 year ago. A veteran who understands the game. a player who won't disappear when the pressure is highest. But there are several possible outcomes. The first, the Cubs decide not to sell. It's unlikely, but it's possible. In that case, Kelly stays in Chicago, and the Yankees turn their attention elsewhere. Joey Bart remains an option. Ryan Jeffers from the Twins could become available once he's healthy. Gabriel Moreno from Arizona could also enter the conversation if the price is right. The second scenario, the Yankees make the deal. Kelly arrives in the Bronx 1 or 2 weeks before the trade deadline. He has time to adjust, time to build chemistry with the pitching staff, time to get comfortable. By the end of the regular season, he should be fully prepared for the playoffs. And then there's the third and most dangerous scenario. Another team recognizes the same opportunity Jim Bowden identified. They see the same logic. A quiet bidding war begins. The Cubs receive stronger offers. And suddenly the Yankees must decide. Is Carson Kelly worth paying a little more? Or is it time to move on and chase another target? One thing is certain. This decision is coming fast. Only 47 days remain until the trade deadline. What once felt far away is suddenly right around the corner. So tell me, Bronx Nation, do you trust Carson Kelly as the Yankees' starting catcher? Or do you believe the front office still needs to find someone better? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're here, check out the link in the description. I've also left some Yankees merchandise there for you to browse.